For today's lesson, we will be testing potential solutions for an equation to check and see if they satisfy that equation. Let's take a look at the graph we've been given in number 1. Take a look at the equation we've been given for problem number 1. Y equals x take away 2, which, if we rewrite that in a slightly different way, it means every x take away 2 will output the y value. And if you look at the line of solutions, every point on this line will satisfy that equation and hold that relationship. Let's grab one of the points on the line and prove that. For example, let's take a look at the point right here, 4, 2. My x is 4 and my y, my output, is 2. We're going to substitute the x into the equation and check, complete a solid line check to see if the left side equals the right side. Will that point satisfy that equation? 4 take away 2. Well, 4 take away 2 is 2. And on the other side, our y value is simply 2. And indeed, 2 does equal 2. So yes, this point is a valid solution for this equation. Any point on that line would be. However, let's grab a point off the line somewhere and test it. Let's grab 1, 6. Clearly, it does not lie on the line of solutions. But let's test it. Remember, the relationship should be every x take away 2 will give us our y value or our output value. Drop a solid line and let's test this point. Substitute a 1 for x and a 6 for the y. 1 take away 2. Well, 1 take away 2 is -1. And on the right side, we know y is 6. Clearly, -1 does not equal +6. No, this is not a solution. 1, 6 is not a solution for this equation. So that's what you're going to be doing today. You're going to be testing solutions. We're going to be looking at several problems together, and then you can complete the rest on your own. Let's start with problem number 2. We've been given the equation y equals 1/2 times x plus 2. Let's test right here and check the point 2, 3. Is it a solution? Now, I like to rewrite my equation and put my x term up front and my y to follow off to the right. Remember, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. Here we go. 1/2 times 2 plus 2. Does that equal 3? Well, let's multiply first. 1/2 times 2 is 1. So our left side is valued at 3. On the right side, of course, our y value is 3. So this is true. This is indeed a solution to this particular equation. And if you check the graph, just for the heck of it, if you go over 2, up 3, you can see that this point does lie on the line, and it certainly is a solution to this equation. Let's try number 3 now. For number 3, we've been given the equation y equals negative 2 times x plus 6. Let's test the point 4, 3, where x is your input value of 4 and y is your output value of 3. Negative 2x plus 6 equals y. Let's drop our solid line. Let's substitute a 4 in for the x. Negative 2 times 4 plus 6, and our y on the right side, let's substitute in a 3. Negative 8 plus 6, well, negative 8 combined with a positive 6 is negative 2. And on the right side of our equation, we have a value of 3. Clearly, negative 2 does not equal a positive 3. So no, this point is not a solution. And we can just check it very quickly on the coordinate plane. If you go over 4, up 3, that point lies here, off the line. Now it's your job to test the remaining points with the given equations. When you're done, check your work against the answer key. This concludes the lesson on checking your solutions.